Hi, I'm Tommy Sanders in the Bassmaster studios. Great to have you with me. I hope you can spend a couple of minutes here. I want to tell you about a communication that B.A.S.S. has released right here on Bassmaster.com. It is a communication that outlines equipment standards related to all the new technologies that have affected competition and the conversation, to be sure, at the highest level. Now, these standards include the number of live sonar transducers allowed on a boat, the amount of screen inches allowable on a boat, including both the bow and the dash units, and the number of allowable electric motors mounted to boats. Now, let's at this time bring in Davey Hyde. Of course, you all know Davey Hyde as our broadcast analyst, as the legendary status he holds, his incredible accolades. But for our purposes today, and hi, Davey, for our purposes today, we're bringing in Davey because he has been a member of this technology committee since it was first assembled and studied this problem for several months. So, Davey, you might start by telling us what the committee hoped to achieve when you all first convened.
Yeah, Tommy, at the beginning of the season, Toledo being, it seems like 5 years ago, but it was just back in February, B.A.S.S created this committee, and we were at the first tournament, and we started by looking at everyone's boat. It was a new year, and every angler, every single elite angler that came through, we looked at the amount of transducers they had on the boat, the inches of screen they had. The big thing with the inches of screen, in my opinion, was just being able to see where you're driving. So many of the anglers have gotten 2, 3, even 4 graphs right at their console. So we looked at all that. But the big thing, obviously, is the elephant that has been in our room since 2018, forward-facing sonar, live sonar. And we certainly wanted to look at that and talk with the anglers, how much it's being used and how it is affecting our fisheries and even the future of the sport, techniques, patterns, that sort of thing.
All right. Now, in this communication, in this release, this press release, the term is used technology standardization. And to me, that sort of implicates you're looking to create a more level playing field among all the anglers participating, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. And that's something that I really felt personal about, that seeing young anglers, high school, college anglers, even before high school, anglers looking at an Elite Series Pro boat and seeing 4, 5, 6, 7 graphs, 3, 4 live transducers, just tens of thousands of dollars. So this will create a level playing field. However, the one transducer on the front of the boat, in my personal opinion, I don't think it'll affect the way we see the anglers fish. I think they'll still use it. You just won't have so many different transducers being used on the boats.
And I can imagine what you've been working on, and what you've been working on, as you say, on site with the anglers since the very first tournament last year. Your connection is so strong, and I'm sure you've heard arguments on all sides of the issues from all kinds of anglers out there from different sides. And let's be honest about this. You talk about the elephant in the room. That's an elephant that's been in the room for way before 2018. I mean, going back to the days when paper maps were replaced with GPS marking and mapping. And of course, as the sonar processing has become ever more powerful through the years, all the great advances in those devices. So this is not the very core of this conversation is not a new thing, right?
Well, it's not, Tommy, but I think the reason it is so emotional to some people, and almost all people that love our sport of bass fishing, and in particular professional bass angling, is, and to me personally and to a lot of people, this technology is so different than anything we've seen before, and that's why people get so excited. I've heard people, say that it's they banned the Alabama rig. They should have banned side imaging, but I truly think that most anglers that have used this technology thinks that this is very different, and that's why we took it so seriously, and we spent so much time throughout the year looking at the decision of what to do going forward.
Well, none of us envies your job here. It's not easy work. And of course, pleasing everyone completely, that's frankly impossible. It always has been impossible. But you're someone I trust to look at all and listen to all sides of those issues and make an informed decision as you can. And I'm sure the committee seeks to be as informed as they possibly can about this. Now, so with that in mind, going forward, are you all going to continue to take a look at what these new standards that are just released now, how they affect the game and how they continue to affect things like fisheries and the whole sport through this year and into the future?
Yeah, 100%, Tommy. They've already told the people on the committee several months ago that we were going to continue to look at this and evaluate this. The problem with the long-term effects of anything that we use in our sport, it is long-term effects, and no one really knows. I have opinions. Everyone has those about how it may or may not affect our fisheries, and that's a big thing. You know, you hear people talk about every professional sport has limitations to maybe hold back somebody from being able to do things that's never been done before in the sport. You know, certainly that in golf and professional baseball, football, all those sports. The thing that we have different is a resource that we need to be concerned about. And I definitely look forward to being on this committee and looking at the future impacts on the resources.
I think everyone involved in this world hopes, along with you, that we can somehow make sure that hard work and time on the water and developing your skill set and being able to execute it remain the most important elements to success in this game. I'm sure you'd agree with that.
100%, Tommy. I've always felt like that, even way back in the day when I was using flashers into today is September 2024. More time on the water, more experience, more time using the tools that you have available makes you a better angler. And that is no different now than it was 30 years ago.
Well, we wish the best for all these continued efforts for sure. Davey, thanks for filling us in on some of the background that go behind all these decisions. I want to remind you that the standardization practices go into effect at the start of the 2025 season. And of course, as Davey just mentioned, the Technology Committee will continue to monitor all of these changes, all of this impact for the coming year and for the foreseeable years and years into the future. Davey, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching us today. And again, the document available right here on Bassmaster.com. So please check it out.